another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host, Isaiah. And on today's episode, we will hopefully get at least the interior installed and a general idea of what work we have to do to get it completely in there. So let's dive in and knock it out. Okay, starting a little late, but I at least want to take it out tonight and then we can install in the daytime, which will be a second in your time. But, so first things first, we're going to take these bottoms out, which there is a clip, I think it's being covered by the carpet. Let me see if I can show you where that clip is. Yep, covered by the carpet. So that clip right there on both sides takes out the bottom seat. So we'll take that out first. Alrighty. Just light positioned. There we go. These filthy, nasty, dirty seats gonna come out. And then we will move from there. Okay, so now that we got the bottom seat out, of course we got some audio down here, no big deal. Okay, now we're gonna start working on these seats. Okay, so on these, we're gonna take loose the panel here, which goes all the way around, and it's gonna house the bolts for these loops. Reason we're gonna need these loops is because we're gonna have to reposition them for the new seats. So there's bolts down here on this side and over here on this side, and actually two on this one. And then we got the side bolsters that also need to come out. And there's a 10mm right there, and lots of screws behind here. So let me get some of this out and we'll take it from there. Okay, and let's see if we can get a better view. Okay, so for these clips, you just push the button in the center and it pops it right out. So looks like that, comes right out like that. Might want to save these and take it from there. So we're gonna get these sides out first. So these slide out this way. So yeah, we'll do that. Get your plastic pry tool and put in some work. Okay, so what it looks like is this piece can't come out until you remove the two side bolsters. So this one and the other one on the other side. So we're gonna take loose the 10mm at the bottom. Right. Oh, no, that's the seat belt. Right there. And then this should slide up. And then that should be it. Okay, we have everything out. So, as you can see here, we got the negative side to the battery. I disconnected it and then reconnected it with the bolt just so I can keep my radio stations, whatever, and all of that. So everything is out. There's two bolts here for the bottom piece of the seat on both sides. They're 12mm right there. And then you take out the 10mm here for the latch. And then, oh, there we go. Now you can see better. And then for the actual side bolsters, once you take loose the 10mm, you pull it up and then you lift it up off of this hook. See that there? You do that on both sides. And then, now that everything is out, we're going to compare the two seats. So let's check it out. Okay, so let's look at some of the differences. Okay, this is the original seat. So if you pop your trunk and you're looking straight to the back, you would see this more or less minus the frame covering some of that. Well, most of it. So anyway, first thing you're gonna notice is the locking mechanism at the top is slightly different. So goes over here on the side. This one is directly in the middle. Same deal over here. That one's on the side. This one's directly in the middle. So there's a couple ways we can handle that, which is basically, I'm thinking about putting a reinforcement bar across the top and then having the locking mechanism mounted on it. That's the first part. Then secondly, pertaining to the bottoms and the sides, they're identical. So, you know, you put them in just the same way you took them out. Now getting back to this, the sides here, this is the original, bolts in 2 spots. And this one only bolts in 1 spot. But you see there, that one has a screw that you can take out. This one has like a rivet. So my deal is I'm going to drill this one out, take this arm off, unbolt that one and switch it. Same deal on this side, switch the arm. The length of these seats are identical, even though they're kind of the opposite of each other. This one has the hinge in the middle, single bolt. This one's on the driver's side, this one's on the passenger side. So if you look on the car, you'll see that, move this here so we can see it better. There we go. So this one has 2 bolts while the original only has 1 bolt. Okay, so we ended up taking all of the original brackets from the original seats and putting it on these seats. So now these ends over here will bolt down exactly like factory, right? Same deal on this side, bolts down exactly like factory. Then the only thing we have left to do is make this work. So the tab that's over here on this side would technically have to be moved over on this side, or you can kind of make your own setup, spacers, washers, what have it, and take it from there. And then same deal with the bracket. So I went ahead and put the bracket in the lock position so I can get a general idea of what area it's supposed to be in. Same deal with this one here, which is in the middle. And then we're gonna mount these seats in for a test fitting in just a little while. And then we're gonna see how it looks with the side post in that goes on these side and the other side. And then the seats in their position. And then I'm gonna put the bottom in, and then we're gonna see how everything looks and functions. So stay tuned, we're gonna look at it right now. Okay, so hooks up to the latch over here. Then the bolt bolts in right there. We have all of this excess you can cut off. And then so we will put in both sides, and then we'll put in the bases, and we should be good to go. Okay, so this is what we are working towards, so to speak. See, everything fits up nice. See? So this is what we're going for. So, only thing I have to do is get the brackets to the seats mounted, which they're not currently, and yeah, everything looks nice. So yeah, pretty much. So 2 bolts here for the upper part, so 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 for that one over there. And then you have the center mount, which you have to custom make, which I didn't, so that's just sitting there right now. And then the top piece, which I believe you can drill a hole into the existing. I'm gonna go through the back and take a look, but drill a hole through the existing and mount the tabs for the button, pretty much. Push the button, recline the seat, good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Let me take a look in the back and see what everything is looking like. Okay, so if we look in the back, this is our bracket for one. So there needs to basically be a hole drilled through here. And then here's the bracket for two. A hole needs to be drilled up here. And then the final bracket, which is the middle bracket that used to go here. And now we have it over here. So basically you see the height difference here. You can almost fit a finger in it, almost. And yeah, you can probably either A, add some spacers to get it up to par, and then riv nut it and put a bolt through there, and then that'll be sturdy. And then once you mount these bad boys up, that's it. You'll be able to use it like a regular rear seat that folds down and be good to go. So you got some pretty good options there. So it should work. It's going to take a little bit of muscling using the original brackets that bolt to the seat there. And then, yeah, you should be good to go. Probably one thing I would probably do different is probably use the original brackets on both the sides, because they're a little bit longer. It gives you a little bit more adjustability, especially when it comes to adjustment of the seat, like the curve you want the seat to have. But other than that, that should be it. And then if you wanted to do a reinforcement bar that comes from here, goes all the way across to here, and you could bolt it in, weld it in, whichever one you kind of choose, and then yeah, that'll be perfect. So the bottom hole will have two bolts that go to the reinforcement bar, and the upper part will have two holes where you can bolt it there too. You don't have to have, sorry, mailman, but you don't have to have both bolts. You definitely need to have one of each to make sure that every time you close it, it goes exactly back where it's supposed to be. And then that's it. So yeah. I wonder if I can scooch it up and then kind of bolt it like that. Let me see if this one will do that. Barely. But yeah, lots of options. But in general, it's in for now. I'm gonna finish this up and that's it. So pretty simple. And with that being said, we're gonna call it an episode right there. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you have any ideas or comments to make the bolting, the bracket part better, definitely drop it down below. And of course, if this is the type of thing you like to watch, drop a huge thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for updated notifications. And I will see you guys next episode. And remember, knowledge is power.